options. Will you sell? Fire up your platform, get ready to enter. But first, let's get the mindset centered. Hey, let's go. We're not here to gamble, we're here to trade. We follow the plan, that's how we get paid. Test and trade and have success. Find what works for you and forget the rest. Stats and probabilities is what we're about. Time to dismiss greed and doubt. Focus on the process, not the money. And the profits will flow like honey. Power Hour Live, let's start the show. Come on, trade hackers, get ready to go. 0-day options, time to make bank. Get locked and loaded, then be ready to plank. Hey!
Hey everyone, welcome to Power Hour Live, Monday, June 2nd. S&P up 23, NASDAQ up 137, Russell up just a little bit, 2 points, Dow up just slightly at 18 points, gold is up 2.6, silver's up 5.5%. Notes and bonds are both red, 10-year yield up almost 1%, oil up 3.5%, but off of its highs, natty gas up 7.5%. Soybeans finished red, wheat green, corn red, euro and the pound are both up a little over 0.5%. Bitcoin is currently down about a third. VIX is a little bit above where it closed Friday, 18.59. Let's see. Okay, so BIX, I'm almost exactly even right now on BIX, so barring any major move into the close, should end up a little bit green. Unfortunately, I made a little bit of a mistake where I was my 110 tranche I was trying to cancel because the previous one was only 15 wide, and so this one was probably only going to be 10. So I went to cancel. The call side already fired, and then I was like, oh, I'll just wait and see. It was kind of trending downwards, and then it popped up. So I ended up taking a $500 loss on that without the put side, so I should be up on my BIX, except for that stupid mistake. Made a little bit day trading, and then I posted that in the day trading chat, and then what else? Oh yeah, 2 Elmos. One I closed early for a small profit, and the other one I got stopped out on. And then my 1 DTE is currently up 23%. Need a little bit of a down move for that to help that out, but I'll just close that out at the end of the day. I opted to just let that one go because it was getting some good decay. And then the only other thing I've got is a 3-4 put calendar that's kind of hovering near break even now with this big up move. So that is it for me. Chad, how's your day?
Yeah, it's been a really great day. Near perfect day, to be honest with you, and nothing but profit targets. 1 DTE hit 25%, 40%, and out. AM number 1, 20, 40, 60 and out. My second TLC trade, 20, 40, and then got stopped on this final push up this afternoon. My final 2 contracts. So, been awesome. Pretty tailor-made TLC. Had 2 pushes, 1 down, 1 up. Then it started consolidating, and then it had some back and forth action all throughout the day, while trending up just enough to off-center my first TLC trade, where I added a second, and price moved back down, hit my 60 and out on that first one on the move back down. So, I mean, other than one thing that could have made it better is if we wouldn't have had that big rip up at the end, if it would have continued to kind of just slowly chop, but too quick of a push there up. So a little under 4K for TLC and a 1545 on 1 DTE, so plus 5,375 on 3 trades. And I ended up jumping in and doing a couple Woogas. Did the early one, and which is just about the break even, and the OG Woogas sitting pretty good. So I went in just a couple contracts on each one of those, nothing major. So if something does go haywire, that it's not gonna, I still have a nice profitable day.
Yeah, SPX is up a little over 0.5% from the open, so it kind of qualifies as that up day, which typically tends to perform well during power hour.
Yeah, I set the Woogas up, kind of like them. So one I had to do 15 wide because I would have overlapped strikes at 10 wide.
We had a little news this morning. Let's see here. I don't know why, but my browser has been not updating very quickly when I go to a new website today for some reason, all day. I don't know if it's a Chrome thing or my internet's just fine, but I just clicked on Forex Factory and it's still cycling before it shows up. So we had Jay Powell speak at noon Central. The news this morning, I guess I'll bring over Financial Juice instead. Oh, there it is. Well, hang on a second. Having some technical difficulties, my friends. Give me 1 minute. Anyway, I was going to bring it over on the screen, but I'll just say it. So 30 minutes after the bell, we had ISM Manufacturing and, ISM Manufacturing PMI and prices. And that is kind of what started the bounce from the bottom. Jay Powell at noon, and that was kind of the only scheduled events on the docket. As far as from an earnings perspective, we have a couple this week. We've got CrowdStrike tomorrow after the bell, so I'll look at that one as a potential something to play. And then Thursday after the bell, AVGO and Lulu. As far as movers today, TEM up 14.5%. Big bounce after a big drop one day last week. CoreWeave up 5% off of its highs. MU, this thing has just been grinding higher all day long. I talked about this on my day trades. I was either going to take MU long, and I opted to take AVGO, which ended up not being the right choice. That thing just, man, that was just a parabolic kind of grind higher, up 4.5%. Meta up almost 4. What's that, Chad? Were you going to say something?
I figured you'd be in Meta.
I did catch Meta was my biggest winner. I'm not still in it, but I got out. Let's see. I think I got out after this push. So I didn't catch the last leg, but caught a good chunk. AMD's up 3.5. AVGO up almost 3. A lot of chip stocks up. NVIDIA's up 2. SMH, the semiconductor ETF, is up 1.6. On the red side, DKNG is down 6. Off of its lows, though. FSLR is down 5. That thing's been on a little bit of a slide ever since that big pop. Google's down 1, Tesla down 1, Coin down almost 1.
Looks like the market wants to make up for its lack of movement on
last day of the month.
Yeah.
First day of the month. Yep, all 3 indices hitting new highs of day. Russell finally getting up to its high of day that it hit in the first 5 minutes. The banks have been a little red all day, but JP Morgan's now green. Goldman, or Bank of America, is unchanged. Goldman is still a little bit red. Got a new all-time high in Robinhood, $68.20. New all-time high in Netflix, $1218.63. It's right there as we speak. Oh, I got a question for the group. For anybody who does the directional day trading stuff, do you want me to stick with stocks, or would you like me to mix in some futures as well? As far as stick with options on stocks and ETFs or futures? Because I do a little bit of futures as well, and if I'm trading an index, it's actually a little easier because no theta decay. You can just kind of put in a stop and a target and let it sit a little bit longer without having to watch it as closely. RG like stocks, Ken both. Yeah, I would just stick with the micros for this. Okay, I wasn't sure how many of you actually traded futures or. Okay, good. All right, I will do that. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, for those of you who are kind of following and doing some of the directional stuff, I think as opposed to just we got the live streams obviously in the morning, and then I do a lot of times I'll do a recap just to kind of show you my thought process as I went through them, but this adds another level of kind of my thought process. I'm doing it live, so I think it'll help fill in some gaps. You want to know what I buy at the convenience store as well? Good. Okay. Right now I'm drinking my Power Hour drink of choice, Celsius Peach Mango plus green tea. I went to Costco this weekend. Got the essentials, toilet paper, paper towels, trash bags, some food. Indices still kind of hovering near highs. No camping for me, just daily household items. Bitcoin has tried to go green a couple times today, but got shot down almost immediately both times. MU is finally starting to take a pause. Like today's a good example. So I took that trade in the Qs. Now, today I probably would have stopped myself out anyway because Powell was getting ready to speak right before I got out. But this is a good example of, instead of buying calls in QQQ where, I could have traded MNQ, and then you don't have to, mess with, you don't have to worry about the theta decay and all that kind of stuff. Just kind of get your level, set your stop, set your profit targets, and then you don't have to really watch it too closely. Tomorrow's news, we have jolts 30 minutes after the market opens. We've got Fed speakers at 11:45, noon, and 2:30 p.m. Central. There we go. Wednesday, ADP non-farm employment change pre-market, ISM services PMI 30 minutes after the market opens, and then, Thursday, unemployment claims pre-market, and Friday, some more jobs data pre-market. Little pause and pull back on the indices. Some of the chips starting to roll over a little bit. SMH, ARM, MU, AMD, TSM, AVGO. SMCI is still going up. The others are kind of pulling back. Meta starting to pull back a little bit as well. Netflix just off of all-time highs. Little dip. Looks like SPX got right up to the expected move is where it kind of paused and is pulling back. I have it marked at about 59.35, which is basically the high of today. My 1 DTE would like a pullback. It's currently up 21%. By the way, I've got a couple more things that I'm just kind of working out on as far as my trade plan. So I'll be posting kind of an updated trade plan tomorrow. Here is my 1 DTE. So a little pullback would be welcome. I also have my 1 DTE from Friday, which I transformed into an upside vertical. So if we do make a push late day, it's going to need about 15 points above 59.45 would be max profit on that one. Also, I still need to do my monthly performance recap, which I'll get that done tomorrow as well. I was planning on doing it this weekend, but I was just all over the place. Did a little golf, a little lake time. A little fun with the kids. So I just didn't get to it. Midfly says more futures, please. Okay. All right. Good. I didn't know if we'd have much interest in the future stuff. Sounds like we do, though. I got about 23 minutes till the bell. Chad, I've been meaning to ask you, how's your new non-gas powered mower treating you?
Oh my gosh, it's so awesome.
Never thought I'd see that out of you, you know? An outdoorsman
Yeah,
like yourself.
It's all about convenience. Man, you barely touch that button, and man, it takes off.
I have a battery powered like backpack sprayer and a hedge trimmer that's that same Ego, that Lowe's brand.
Yeah.
I like both of those too.
Yeah, I have the blower, the weed eater, the edger, and the mower.
They're proud of the price of their batteries though, aren't they?
Yeah, so you can get them just a lot cheaper on Amazon. Everything I've bought, and the batteries come with it. I haven't had to buy a battery separate.
Oh, okay. See, I bought the backpack sprayer, and then had to buy a $350 battery on top of it.
Yeah, battery's been included in every deal that I've gotten. We had a little baby fawn in our backyard yesterday.
I saw one when I was mowing the other day as well. I stopped my tractor and I got off and I didn't know if it was hurt or something. It was kind of laying in the tall grass and then it got up and hopped away.
Yeah, this one was just born, I think, the previous night, and we saw it the next morning. It couldn't hardly walk. But by yesterday evening, it had gotten up and was calling for mama. Pretty cool. You can walk right up to him.
I've got some trails on my property that I just kind of spray to keep the heavy stuff down, and then I've got a couple ponds that have stone around it, so I kind of spray around those. But the wifey does not like the toxic Roundup type spray, so I have to use vinegar. Well, I have special spray for the pond that's safe for the fish. I mean, you guys didn't know you thought you were joining Power Hour today to talk about trading. You didn't realize all the knowledge you were going to get dropped on you with yard work, utilities, and stuff like that, did you? This is what happens when things are slow. Yeah, that's about the same size as the one that I saw. Just super tiny.
They are. Yeah, tiny, tiny. They are super cute. Pretty cool to get within a couple feet of them. That thing didn't move a muscle. I mean, because it knew I was there, just frozen.
Yeah, I got within about probably 5 feet, and I was trying to be slow, but it ended up jumping up and running away.
You got to be careful of those things when you're mowing tall grass this time of year.
Oh, I know. I went right by it. It didn't even move.
Yeah, you can mow over them real easy.
Bitcoin getting a little drop coming in.
I think I'll exit my Woogas at 2:45. Usually it's 10 minutes before the bell, but just in case we get something wild. Right now, my OG Wooga's looking pretty good. The other one's dancing around break even.
MSTR is dropping along with Bitcoin. PayPal's been on a little run today from the bottom as well. It's up less than 1%, but just a kind of similar to MU, just a continued grind higher. Yeah, my BICs. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tranches, and then my 8th. I'm not sure if you were on here, Shis, when I mentioned at the beginning. My previous one was only 15 wide, so this would have ended up only been 10 wide or less. And so I was going to turn them off, and my call side fired, and so I was like, well, it's kind of trending down, so I was like, I'll just leave it on, and then what do you know, it got stopped out. So minus 500 on that, unfortunately. So that's just a mistake on my part. But even with that, so I'm currently up after selling my longs. I'm up. Let me check IB. I'm up. Yeah, I'm up like $100. Pretty much break even. Yeah, my call side is still open from my very first tranche. 59.35 strike. So if we get a big push up here into the close, that one's going to get smoked, but still surviving. No double stops, but that call side stop without the put side on is brutal.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and close my Woogas. So nothing gets hairy here.
We'll lower 5 minutes till MOC. Yeah, you know what? Wow, I wasn't really paying attention, but yeah, the fact that, well, I guess it's 59.35. That's why we're currently at 59.30. But that is quite a move. I guess that it's because that initial move really pumped some juice in. That's why my first one survived.
That winner of $250.
What time did you put those on? Doesn't seem like much decay, huh?
One was right at 120 and one was right at 150.
Yeah, it's not a lot of decay.
That's both of them together. But yeah, there's still a lot of premium left in there. 120 and 147. One was just outside the break even, the early one, and then I probably could have held them for 5 more minutes. I mean, what it boiled down to was I don't want something to take off here at the end of the day here and ruin my profits. So
my 1 DTE is up 25%. I'm just going to let the bot take me out of that one.
This down move would have really been helping it. But I don't know. It seems like I've seen price start to take off. You know, it used to always be about 10 minutes till the close, and I've seen a lot of times 15 minutes till the close it starts to move.
Yeah, Tony, thanks. I'm going to go ahead and close that one out. I was just getting ready to do that.
What would you do? What would you do without members reminding you when you needed to close your trades?
That's a good question. That's why I keep you guys around.
Like, what if you're just trading by yourself?
All right, so that one is closing. Unfortunately, on my 3-4, I put one on this morning, and I forgot I'm not trading it overnight like I was my normal 3-4, so I had some 30-point guardrails on, and it hit, and then I just re-entered. If I had kept that one on, it would be up nicely. So I've kind of changed my bot on that now, but so I took a small loss
this
on
morning.
That one, and I'll get a small winner on this one.
This morning, I noticed that I had accidentally balls on over the weekend. I didn't even know it until I saw it before the market opened today.
Say that again.
I had accidentally this morning before the like 10 minutes before the bell was going to open, I noticed I had some Apple calls that I accidentally left on over the weekend.
Oh. What's Apple doing?
I was up a few hundred. I was doing some little bit of day trading. End of the day last week, I believe. I think I had just closed half of them, but half of them were still left. When the bell rang and they kind of got to break, they were kind of at break even. I just closed them because I didn't, wasn't watching them or anything. Thank God there wasn't a big move down overnight or over the weekend.
1 minute till MOC. I'm going to turn on my audio here so you guys can hear it.
1 minute to go now till we get the market on close imbalance data.
Oh, I already had my audio on. At the money, 30 flies are trading for about $1.20. I would prefer sell side for my 1 DTE.
Ten seconds. Market on close imbalance. S&P 500 buy side 44 million. Nasdaq 100 sell side 413 million. Dow 30 sell side 251 million. And Mag 7 sell side 355 million. Just seeing the S&P 500 mock now to the buy side of 122 million.
All right, so small buy side. Bitcoin's getting a little bounce. My 1 DTE will close in 5 minutes. $30 butterfly, yeah, still about the same, about $1.20, $1.30. See, tomorrow's June 3rd. Yeah, so Chad will be streaming live for day trading at the open. $30 butterflies up to about $1.60. I think I'll pass on Mahomes. This price movement is just too muted. 5-point move's kind of a struggle here. The Russell's trying to bounce a little bit. S&P and NASDAQ's little bounce got pushed back down. Microsoft kind of rolling over at previous day high. Nvidia rolling over. Amazon rolling, dipping at the highs of day. Netflix holding at all-time highs. Now the S&P and NASDAQ coming down a bit. All right, 1 DTE's up 30%. Come on down. Avash hit a 50%. Woo, got nice.
Yeah, if I would have held it, I would have hit as well.
Yeah, that little down move.
But you pretty much either got to hold them all the time or exit when you're supposed to exit.
I guess the question is closing early, the profit you get from closing early, is that worth the risk of the big moves that are losers?
Yeah. With the exception of that one little push up, pretty nice power hour movement today. Yeah, small risk. Makes it easier to hold.
One DTE should be closing here in about 20 seconds. Filled at 1050. So in at 1435, out at 1050. For a final 26.8%.
I just saw a question from Leo. I don't know if he's on the live stream here. Yeah. Says, could you explain a bit more why you add lunchtime number one? Because it's the basic rule of TLC. I was extremely off-centered, which I posted a picture of where that was at, so you should have saw that already. And there was consolidation. Price action hadn't been big movement, so I mean that's just, if I could have taken today's ad and put it into the TL, like what you see in the TLC course is exactly what you saw today, pretty much. I posted a couple pictures there in my channel. It doesn't matter if it's on highs at all. I mean, what matters is like look at the picture I posted. Or here, I'll post a picture real quick. I mean, I don't, nowhere in there is there anything about highs or lows. I mean, it's all price action. So
Jonathan W., you're on the 30s. Two minutes to go.
I mean, look at that. Look at that consolidation across the board there. I mean, for basically from 9:30 to almost 2.5 to 3 hours. I mean, it was in a, let's see, it was in like a 15 to 20 point range. So it doesn't matter if it's at highs or not.
Getting a little late. Last minute push. SPX up to 59.34. Jonathan W. needs another point. Almost to 35. Locked. Nice. 35. Approaching highs of day. Nice, Jonathan W. Best day since joining.
Order cancelled.
S&P ticked a new high right at the close. SPX
Order cancelled.
looks like 5936.09. 5936.08. All right, all. That's a wrap. Everybody have a fantastic evening. Back at it tomorrow. Take care. Talk to you soon.